Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Aquarius, September 11, 2023. Magic, mystical, music weeks lie ahead of you once again. Venus, our goddess planet of attraction, romance, and beauty, is once again ignited in Leo until October 8th. This will make relationships and love more vivid and bold, encouraging us to pursue our most authentic desires and matters of the heart. Being courageous in love will be the energetic flow, so no matter where you are in your relationships, consider how you can embrace even more magic, passion, and pleasure. Express yourself proudly at this time, and you will be rewarded by a supportive and loving universe. Love is a way of life. Remember that. What kind of idea could come up today? You will be incredibly attuned to your inspiration and creative processes, which could help you figure out what you want to adjust since the domicile moon in Cancer sextiles both Uranus retrograde in Taurus and Jupiter retrograde in Taurus. Both sextiles may encourage you to think outside the box with your endeavors. You might find inspiration to move forward with a professional passion project during these transits. However, inspiration may come from an unexpected source, so embrace whatever could come your way today. Thanks to a friendly aspect to the moon 2 days ago, as the dwarf planet Ceres reaches her last weekend in your financial sector, you have a better understanding of her last deep dive into your financial needs and priorities for another 4 years. It is when Ceres leaves next week that Mars will take over, with his financial passions and fighting spirit already fired up and ready to see you take your financial power back. When we feel confident, it's tempting to give advice, or in many cases, to start taking care of others. Be careful, this can be dangerous. There is no certainty that our health tomorrow will be the same as today. We must always maintain a humble attitude and serve our bodies each day. That natural human laziness can be overcome with a tiny bit of discipline. Avoid taking care of others in place of yourself. If you live according to this maxim, you will ultimately be a better friend, as you will be available and strong in times of crisis and need. You will be supported in your love life, but you will also be going through a period of work and great responsibility. You may have some problems with those you work with because they have some revolutionary ideas concerning work that will generate some conflicts. You appreciate a certain amount of change and newness but refuse to question how things have been set up by some of your family and friends. You like to hang on to what you know and so find comfort in the family nest. That the moon is making its monthly visit to a playful and creative part of your chart over the weekend is an advantage in more ways than one. With no planetary activity here and with the moon literally here today and gone tomorrow, this is something that needs to be embraced now. With the moon due to join Venus and the asteroid Juno, whose alignment in your work sector today already has work and job matters waking up after a period of hibernation, this is a chance to first make a balance between work and play a priority. However, with the dwarf planet Ceres returning to an adventurous part of your chart next week, this will be a more enduring safeguard. Having the moon in your romantic sector over the weekend is always an advantage, but these romantically charged lunar vibes are the perfect backdrop for what is also an important weekend on the communication and relationship fronts. At the same time that Jupiter is spending his first weekend in retrograde motion in your communication sector, Mercury, the planet of communication, is spending his last in retrograde motion in your relationship sector, with the two working hand in hand. Our eyes in the sky. Jupiter finds itself in retrograde motion, a rare occurrence in your income sector, marking the first time in 12 years. But it isn't alone. Uranus also recently embarked on its retrograde journey in this sector, and this cosmic pause might linger for several weeks. This presents a unique opportunity for you to recalibrate and find your bearings as the focal point shifts. Simultaneously, Mercury is in the final throes of its retrograde motion in your work sector, adding depth to this cosmic interplay. As Mercury slows to a crawl during its last weekend in retrograde motion in your work sector, it beckons you to take a valuable pause. The spotlight now turns to the past, granting you a chance to revisit opportunities, embrace second chances, and explore untapped income potential. Although both Jupiter and Uranus are still in the early stages of their retrograde journeys in your income sector, it will be some time before they pick up speed and retrace ground they've already covered. However, keep an eye out for subtle signs of movement in the financial realm. This coincides with Mercury's languid pace, mirroring the slow progress of Jupiter and Uranus. Together, they hold the door open to the past, beckoning you to seize second chances and discover untapped potential, both in your income and job sectors. This juncture marks a moment of cosmic synchrony, where time seems to stand still, allowing you to reflect, reassess, and ultimately unlock the hidden opportunities that lie in both your financial and professional domains. Today, the Cancer moon aligns with Uranus in retrograde, setting off electrifying energies that reverberate through our earthly existence. Under this cosmic influence, we're granted the freedom to embrace our genuine selves and express our deepest emotions without the shackles of judgment. Our heartfelt words find their way into the world, unburdened by the fear of being misunderstood. It's a day when our emotions become an open book, and we can speak our truth with unwavering sincerity. In the realm of relationships, you might find yourself entangled in minor disagreements with your friends. It's essential to keep these differences in perspective. They are but minor squabbles that pose no real threat to the solidity of your friendships. Don't dwell on them excessively, but do take responsibility if you've uttered words you now regret. Demonstrating your remorse can pave the way for forgiveness, as those affected will appreciate your sincerity. At a time when the number of planets turning retrograde is increasing on a near-daily basis, including Jupiter, in his last full day in direct motion in your income sector before turning retrograde tomorrow, Venus is the one planet bucking that trend. After 6 weeks in retrograde motion in a playful and creative part of your chart, Venus turns direct today, just as planets are turning retrograde across the income, work, and career fronts. This is taking the urgency out of this professional year just as Venus wakes to put more focus on the playful and creative side of life's fence. While enticing investment opportunities may come knocking at your door, exercising patience is paramount. Hidden facts, potential pitfalls, or inconvenient surprises could lurk beneath the surface. Rushing into investments may lead to unforeseen consequences. Remember that patience is a virtue, especially when dealing with financial transactions. It's wiser to bide your time and gather all the necessary information before making any commitments. Your social life might encounter some turbulence as you feel slighted by friends and family or find yourself embroiled in arguments. Take a moment for introspection. Perhaps you're placing unrealistic expectations on your loved ones. Consider stepping back and addressing issues through open communication, rather than pushing for your own way at all times. A balanced approach to your relationships will help restore harmony and understanding.